So on April 10th, 1994, Sean Ray Adams was struck by lightning while playing the game he loved, Ultimate Frisbee, and died. Sean should be remembered because he exemplified what it meant to be a Chattanoogan back in the bad old days of the 1980s, but also because he has a lot to teach us today. In high school, Sean was an artist, he was a photographer, he was an athlete, he was just, an all-around amazing guy. He was also kind of crazy. He was also just an amazing slob. He could make a mess faster than anybody you'd ever met. But like I said, he was also, a real athlete. And when I came to Chattanooga in 1980, folks were playing this basically kind of tribal warfare with a disc. So I said, hey, y'all should try Ultimate Frisbee. And Sean pretty much just grabbed on to it immediately. The other thing that Sean was a partier. The guy could drink. He also just lived life to the fullest and maybe a little bit too fully sometimes, but, never to this extent that it was really damaging anyone else. As a matter of fact, Sean really always took great care of other folks. The other thing he did was he went through cars like most people go through clothes. This bug, he flipped over in the middle of the interstate because it didn't have any brakes. So he got out and rolled it back over on its wheels and drove it home. And so this is kind of the first lesson I think you should learn about Sean is be brave. That's Sean on the end there. That's Mike Skiles of Suck Creek Cycle, bunny hopping everybody. Until Moose pointed out that I'm not going to hit the person on the end, I'm going to hit the person on the beginning. Then nobody wanted to be on the beginning except Sean. He flipped around and went on the other end. Sean also he had an amazing sense of humor and kind to a default, but really loved funky Southern culture. So here he is at Paradise Gardens in Somerville, which is an amazing place that if you haven't ever been there, you should go there. So I think this is the other really important thing that we should all learn from Sean is have a sense of humor. Don't take yourself too seriously. Really have the ability to laugh at yourself and have a good time. So like I said, when Sean first got introduced to Ultimate Frisbee, here in Chattanooga, we were really kind of, it was just an excuse to drink and socialize and goof off while you're kind of getting some exercise. But like I said, Sean really took to it, and he was pretty amazing. He had great hands. He could catch a disc and throw a disc like few people you ever met. He's fast. He could move it, man. He could run. And he got strategy, too. Ultimate is a really kind of strategic game. But probably the most important thing about Ultimate that really Sean loved was spirit of the game. This is really core to Ultimate, the idea that, everybody's there to play, to have a good time. Your teammates, your opponents, we're all there playing together, and it's all about the game. And Sean, for one thing, yeah, he was a partier. He loved to have a good time, but he was also getting really serious about playing Ultimate. So in Chattanooga, we go to tournaments. We'd always win the party award, but rarely place in the competition. So Sean started traveling all around the region. He would go to Knoxville, Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, just out to Frisbee practice, show up, because he wanted to play with the best and against the best. And he started building these relationships. All these people all over the Southeast got to know Sean. And, like I said, he was kind to a fault. And, even, in Ultimate, it's a self-officiated thing. So the players, they make their own calls, right? So like one time, Sean and this other player got tangled up. Sean said, whoa, foul, on himself. He was calling a foul on himself. That was Sean. And like I said, the other thing about Ultimate is it's just a great community of people. So this was like one of the Knoxville tournaments back in the day, and you can see, just a crazy bunch of folks. And Sean really connected with these folks, and everybody kind of connected in and around Sean because of his spirit and his willingness to go anywhere, anytime, to play disc with just about anybody. So folks ended up starting to not only get to know Sean, but starting to have these great stories about him. The time that the guy followed him down the one-way street in the wrong direction in Louisville, Sean stayed for his trial and then drove the guy home to Wisconsin. So this was the other thing about Sean is, really caring about people and being charitable and not caring too much about yourself. Like I said, don't take yourself too seriously. Live life to the fullest. So, right before Sean went out on the field for his last game, he switched shirts with the guy. And the shirt that he gave him said, "Life's short, play ultimate." Because right before that, he had won a diving contest. So here's Sean laying out in the mud, in the rain. Right after that, he said to a friend of his, he said, "I am having the time of my life." And, living life to the fullest. I mean, how many folks do you know that go out and dive in puddles in the rain? So I encourage y'all, as you think about life, yeah, it's short. Does that mean you should be careful? No. Does that mean you should care? Yeah, definitely. You should care, you should be kind. Push yourself, Sean always did. Don't take yourself too seriously. And like Sean said, play on. Thank you.